welcome back to my channel. I'm Main Talk again with another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the things that I've been realizing lately. And this is very important to me, and I hope somebody can learn from this. And I was just thinking about life in general, like I always do. And this time, I felt a conviction in something that really made sense to me, right? And this is it. I believe that the fastest way you can get to your baby self, or your baby version, or the way you used to be when you was a baby, is the earliest you can succeed in life. As you guys know, I don't talk about success as money or whatever you gain in this life. I talk about success, at least in the way that God talk about success. Because if money was success, God would have made it obvious to us. That's what we should chase. That's what we should follow. That's what we should gain as success. But in all religious scriptures, it pushes us to become a better person, to become like a baby. Don't react, just be still, just love. No matter what happens to you, stay positive. So I believe a baby is born into this world as innocent, right? This is my concept in a way, that God basically brought us as pure, as innocent, as positive. Don't react to no negativity. Don't take in no negativity. You're just a baby. You're just a being that's full of life, right? Just imagine this. You as a baby, even if somebody dropped you, and the next day the person come and pick you up, you don't even care. Because you don't even know what that is. You don't care. Whatever happened to you, you forgot it. You just being, living life. People can look at you with evil eye. You don't even know what that is. You're just a baby. You don't even know how you was when you was a baby. People have to remind you of you was an innocent baby. You was just a kid. For example, we've seen a lot of videos of babies doing things that grown-ups can't even do. For example, let's say a baby's playing around and a snake come around. Everybody would just run. A baby would think this is a toy, try to play with it because they don't know. They just live life. And most of the time, they don't even get hurt by the snake or by whatever's there. So let's just imagine this in the way, right? You rent a car. You're supposed to return it the way you got it. You're supposed to try your best not to crash, because if you crash, you're liable. That's why even before you rent a car, you have to sign the agreement that basically whatever you go through in this car, if you bring it messed up, you fix it. Because I gave you the car clean, full tank, you have to bring it back just like that, except for the mileage that's on it. Because that's what you rent it for. You need to drive it. They can't charge you for that, right? But they might give you a limit on the mileage. Let's say God brought you in here as a pure soul, like a rented car. You agreed to everything before you came here. You came pure. And your job is to keep that purity to the day God take you back. The same thing with the car. You're supposed to keep the car clean, intact, filled up before you return it. But the crazy thing is, we don't know when we die, but you know when you want to return the car. So you can quickly come clean it at the last day. Even though the car was dirty the whole time, you can clean it the last day and return it. But with your soul, you don't know when you die. So that means it's supposed to keep you on your toes, trying to stay positive, trying to stay pure like God brought you here. So let's imagine, let's put it away. God leased you this pure soul, but you came through life, through whatever adversity you go through, or through whatever environment you grew up in, and you end up turning bitter, which is filthy. You're pure on the other hand, but your surrounding turned you into a filthy being. And let's say God take your soul at that time. What excuse do you have? But the truth is, you knew you came in as a baby, as a pure soul, but you allowed other people to change you. When you matured up, you should have understood that society made me into this way. My job is to bring myself back to what I was when I was my happiest, when I was at my most perfect being. Think about it. And I believe if you implement this in your life, you won't lose, you won't fail. And if I say win or lose or fail, it's not about money or anything people claim as success. I'm talking about the real success. Imagine I'm about to delve into a business, or I'm about to embark in the journey of business. And I keep my mind like, I need to keep my soul as pure as possible. So I don't know when I'm going to go, but I have to go back the same way, or at least close to the same way God brought me here. Because I don't want to be liable for all the damages I put on something that's not mine. And we all know your soul is not yours. That's why God can take it anytime. Your life is fragile. But a lot of people walk around with no soul. They lost it. It's filthy. But they know that the reason it's filthy is others. That's why they like the blame game. This person made me this. When I was young, this person did that. That's why I'm bitter. I'm glad you know this person did that. Now look at yourself. I don't choose to live life where other people can always hurt me. Change it while you have the time. Change yourself to go back to the real version of you. The day you came into this world, how you were, or at least replicate that as close as possible. So when your soul is gone today, you know I'm not going to be liable for any crashes, any damages. I made sure my car is filled up. I made sure my soul is clean. I made sure I didn't crash it. But people out here crashing left and right and nobody talks about it. And this is something that I have to mention in this video. YouTube been dropping my videos, like deleting my videos on my channel. And I believe I don't talk about anything that's harmful. I just said in my last video, or one of my old videos, that this life is a journey from a place to a place. That's it. And it is a journey. And I was saying in that video that you should live your life as a traveler, because you are a traveler. But they made life so constant that we have to depend on the people that's keeping it constant. Because if they don't do whatever they're doing to keep it constant, you will understand that you are a traveler in this world. You're not meant to stay in one place. And the simplest answer I can give you, that the simplest way I can make it clear in your mind, that there's people that's keeping life constant so you can depend on them, so they can derail you from the place you're supposed to travel to, and they make you stay here to believe this is life. Every single company, every single business should not release no new product or no new updates from now on. Your favorite car company never dropped 2025 cars. Apple don't drop the new iPhone 16 for the remaining of your life. You will see clearly that all these things that you cherish in life as success is keeping you constant. Just imagine, you wake up tomorrow, everything you have stays like that for the remaining of your life. Would you go work for a Lambo if there's no new Lambos? Would you work to become rich if there's no money being printed? Because those are man-made. Companies own those. People own those. An organization own every single thing you think of as this is what I want in my life right now. Somebody owns it. Somebody created it. I need this in my life. I want to be a billionaire so I can do this, I can do that. Even it may be, I want to be a billionaire to help people. What if there's no money being made? There's no money being printed. How many new businesses are going to come up? Nobody. So what will people focus on? That's the travel I'm talking about. But going back to my video, I summarized it in a way that it will make sense to you. The fastest way you can get to your baby self, your baby version, your baby mentality, is the earliest you can succeed in this life. And at any time, God take your soul, you'll be happy that you didn't crash it, you didn't dirty it, everything is intact. Think about it like this. We all know, whether you're Muslim, Christian, when you die, you'll be held accountable for everything you did. You'll be asked of everything you did. And the society that we're living in right now, everybody live the same in a way, because we are living in a constant life, and there's people that's keeping it constant. So everybody have to do the same thing. You wake up, whatever you do, you go to work, you come back, night you sleep. Everybody have the same type of routine, whether it's the same exact one, but it's similar. So imagine I die, God take my soul, and I have to account for everything I did. And my story is similar to billions of people. If you were the one judging people and every single person come and say the same story, how long would you be able to listen to every single one? even before the next person come, you be like, oh, yours is the same too. You're gonna be tired of it. And I refuse to have a similar story to the pack. I don't want to have the similar. I don't care if I'm going the wrong way or the right way, but I can't have the same story as everybody else, because society don't dictate where my life goes, and I try to live my life by God's rules as much as possible. And the reason I say God's rule, that don't make me like the most religious person, and I don't sin and don't do all that. I do it. I fall into sin. That's a key word. I fall into it. I don't purposefully go and defy God, but I try to live life according to God's rules as much as possible. Because God can say, this is allowed, this is allowed, this is not allowed, this is not allowed. Society can say, nah, this is allowed, this is not allowed. What God said, nah, you can do that. So who's society to tell me what God allowed me to do so I can't do that? You can't tell me that. Who are you to tell me that? If God said I can do this, and society is telling me don't do it, and they give you reasons and they brainwash you, and you don't do it, you can't get mad at it. You was allowed to do it, but you didn't do it. Let it be your choice, not society. And I'm not fighting society. I'm not fighting none of that. I believe that people are just allowing other people to be in their lives and direct them wherever they want to go. And they allowed it because they don't have a sense of direction. And I believe everybody is dependent on God for the next move. But we are refusing to rely on that because it's hard to believe that I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know how much money I can make tomorrow. But God is not giving me a hint of how much I'm going to make. So this person is saying, if I work in this system, I will make this much money a month. I know that, so I'd rather go with that. So every single person that thinks at that level is weak and their belief is low. And I'm not attacking. I'm just saying, if you know that God is your Lord, God brought all of us here, every single soul here. And God say, I'm the one that provides. So seek me, I'll give it to you. When this system is saying, if you follow my system, you'll make this much money. Not to say that they're going against God, because they work hard to create that system. But ask yourself, why am I going with this system? Why am I not believing in myself and believe that I'm in good hands with God? Is it because I don't know what's coming tomorrow? I don't know how much I'll make, and I'm in fear? So I'd rather just go work for this person, this company, because I know I'll make this much money and I know I can be able to take care of my family. What is that belief? What about that is manly? And I'm not even talking about manliness. What about that is manly? You know what you're going to make tomorrow. You know what you're going to make at the end of the month. So you have that ease in your heart already. All that, even though you work hard, no matter how hard working you are, the fact that you know this is how I'm going to end up if I work every single day this week takes away from your belief, the power, the strength in your belief. But if I don't know what I'm going to make tomorrow, but I still believe the same and I work hard just like you do, but I don't know how much I'm going to make at the end of the month, but I work hard just like you do, the same exact way. My belief is more stronger than yours because you have one aspect of believing in something that you don't know. Like you already assured that if I work the whole week, I'm going to make this amount of money. But I'm going to work the same amount of time, same amount of effort the whole week. But I don't know what I'm going to make. But I believe I'm going to make this much. Or I'm going to achieve this. My belief is more powerful than yours. And that's what makes us human. But we don't want to accept the role of a human in this world where we depend on the realest creator, the best of creators. The person that can make me wake up and my reality changes tomorrow. But I don't care about my reality changing. I just want to know what's tomorrow so I can wake up and do it and get whatever I know I'm going to get. Who's more powerful? Don't allow fear to conquer you. I'm letting you know this from the bottom of my heart as I always ask myself these questions. Not because I want to sit here and put these things out there. And most of the things I talk about is premature in my mind. I don't have the conclusion that I really believe this is it. I just talk about it as I find it, as I know it. Because one thing for sure, I know my job is to keep my soul as pure as God brought me on this earth. The first day I was born, the the purity that I had then, I have to try to keep that, maintain that as much as possible, if not perfectly. I'm not gonna say it's impossible to keep the same purity or it's impossible, but I'm gonna try my best. So that's the war I conquer every day. I don't go out here and conquering people, hunt down people to be richer than them. I don't go out here to conquer people that dress nicer than them, look better than them. I don't go out here and conquering all these aspects that's constant. I don't want to stay constant. I want to conquer myself for God to put me through an obstacle-based world where he said, let me see how powerful you are. I'm going to bring you as pure, and your job is to make it to the other end pure, or at least as close to it. And that's the path I'm on. And I wish that's the path a lot of people's on, because I believe that you don't fail like that. Even if that concept that I just gave is not real, what do you really have to lose by renting a car and making sure you don't crash, and making sure the fuel is there's fuel in the car, the oil is changed, and the day you return it as good, compared to somebody that was careless with the car and they just returned it. If my concept is real, I'm gonna win. If my concept is wrong, I'm still gonna win, because I made sure I brought it intact and clear. And for the Muslims, and I bet you heard this before, I listened to a sermon where the preacher was talking about when the soul dies, there's angels that come and take your soul to the heavens. If you're a good soul, they will bring blankets from heaven that smell good with nice fragrance. They'll come with the most beautiful faces. They'll take your soul, wrap you up with that blanket that smells good, that looks good. And every heaven they get to, the angels will ask, whose beautiful soul is this? I want you to keep that keyword, soul. Whose beautiful soul is this? And they would say, Fulan. Like, they would tell your name. They would say, this is him, the son of him. They would let him know, wow, what a beautiful soul. And they keep climbing. And the same thing will happen till they get there. And God will bring you back to your grave, to the day he appointed, where he will reward you for what you did. So if the key word is whose beautiful soul is this, why is the angels asking that? That means the key is beauty. And what makes a soul beautiful? It's its purity. So if I came in this world and I kept my soul pure, that means when I go, the angels will say that, whose beautiful soul is this? And there's no other way to keep your soul pure except for doing good, doing right, making sure you don't deal in the wrong things. As Muslims, we know you're not supposed to do riba, you're not supposed to do zina and all that, because it makes you impure. That's why even when you have sex with your wife, you have a type of bath you take to make you pure. Not to say you're going to be filthy, but it's like it still makes you pure. Why is Islam so based on purity? Even when you have a little drop of piss in your pants, you're not supposed to pray. And that's physical. There's other filth that we take on that's spiritual, staring at people, women, and all that. And we're all guilty of that. At least I'm guilty of that. So I'm saying this to bring back to my point. If the angels are saying, whose beautiful soul is this? Don't you mean that you have to keep your soul pure, beautiful, by just doing the right things? And you can go as far as saying the purpose of this life is to keep your soul pure, because all the activity that religious tell us to do, push us to do, is to keep us from purity. It's to keep us in purity and from filth. And you come in this world, you are pure. Let's say, hypothetically, you was not so lucky. You grew up in a family that was not so good, that was not so knowledgeable, that was ignorant, that didn't care about keeping their soul pure, and you pick up on those habits. And you become the person that blames, oh, I'm like this because of this person. But the fact that you're aware of it, why don't you change yourself to become a better version of yourself, which is the baby version of yourself, where whatever others do don't affect you. They stare at you bad, you don't even know what that is. I just know I'm good, I'm keeping my soul pure, I'm pure. And I'm not saying walk outside oh, don't talk to me, you're not pure. Not like that. Just be aware of it as a man. And I believe that type of person is a man. A man is a person that have responsibility and they meet them and they set goals and they achieve them. And if I say set goals, I don't care about no physical goals. I'm talking about real goal of life. But a lot of people's minds don't pick up on this because you are living in a constant life and you are depending on people to keep that constant life more entertaining, to update it so you can have a relevant life. But if you actually erase that life out of your mind and see life for what it is, you'll know what I'm talking about, life being constant now. People will say this is BS, delusional. I had somebody call me that stop taking crack before you make your videos. My answer to you is, we don't live the same type of worlds. We might be in the same world physically, but we don't see things the same. So whatever I speak about don't resonate to you because you don't understand what I'm talking about. And many more people might not understand what I'm talking about, but I do. Like I said, I don't want to go in front of God and have the same story as every single person. So if I'm going right, which I'm praying for, I'm on the right path. But if I'm going wrong, at least I use my ability that God gave me. I thought of something, my mind, what life is, and I seek to understand what life is in my own world so it makes sense. I will learn from these people and I will understand in my own world so I can worship my God, so I can live my life the way I was meant to live my life, not the way people tell me to live my life. And I ended up going wrong. I will understand. I will be okay with that. Not to say I want to be wrong, but at least I put in the effort to understand why I'm on this earth, why God told me not to do this, why God told me to do that. I made my own vision of life, what life is, according to my understanding. I've been praying God to give me the best understanding so I can live by that, so I can go have my own story. I can respond to my life the way I lived it, and I built it. I built my life myself. Even though God gave me the blueprint, but he made me understand it the best way that fit my mind, my soul, and I follow that path. And I can have a beautiful story to tell my Lord one day that you gave me this mind and you brought me beautiful people, prophets, to make me understand things easier, how to get to you. And I follow that path my best way possible. And I'm not going to say I was perfect, but I tried my best to follow that path that I understood in my soul, that this is the way to get to God. This is the way to cross this traveling path, this path to God, which is a traveling from a world to a world where I can go for my God to bless me the way I want to be blessed. And if I fall short, at least I believe that God is guiding me. But for the people that don't really care, they just live life. Society tell you this is how you're supposed to live. This is how you're supposed to do. You follow it. Just think about the end zone. You will die and you'll have the same story as millions of people that society led. And I won't be one of them. I don't care if I have to live my life, the rest of my life in jail or whatever. But I'm going to live my life the way God is guiding me to live my life. At least I'm going to try. And I also going to try my best to get back to my baby self. Where God brought me here, I'm going to make sure I'm intact the way God brought me on this earth. I'm not going to take no filter in front of God. Because when God brought me on this earth, I was a Muslim, which means that I submitted my will to God. How can I be in a world where the owner of the world, you have to accept his rule? I'm coming here, I'm going to live by your rules. Okay, you in the game. If I don't accept it, then I don't be here. So I accepted it. Whether I was aware of it or not aware of it, I accepted it because he won't put me in a place if I'm not ready for it. And I'm here, I came pure. And if I return filthy, that's my fault because I came pure. I allow other people to change me. Other souls just like me. Other people just like me to change me. Why he was still there after giving me the rules, after making me pure. And still giving me the guideline to stay pure. And I ignored it. And I picked up on the filth. And I refused to better myself because this person did this to me. That person did that to me. And I hate them for it. I don't care whether I hate you or not. All I know, my job, every single day I wake up, and I try to go back to sleep purer than yesterday. I'm gonna be purer than yesterday. You can look at me, he's too nice. I can take advantage of him. I'm aware of it. And God gave me the sight to see more than most people. You can look at me in a way I can just see more in your facial expression. I can understand your vibe more. It's hard sometimes, but I still gotta let it be because I'm trying to be better. You can think you're taking advantage of me. I'm just being me. And I want you to do the same thing because you don't have nothing to lose. People might call you arrogant because you don't do what they do. When they tell you to do something like that, you have your own way. Why do you think you're better than this style of living? Who are you? You was just born yesterday. And we are your fathers, we are your uncles, we are your grandpas. And you're gonna change, you're gonna think you know better. We've been here longer than you. It's okay. I just don't want to have the same story as you when I go in front of God. I want to have my story. It may sound arrogant to you. Maybe it's because we don't speak the same language. And I heard one of the scholars talk about this life is like a university, a college of life. And I literally see life as a college of life. Every single day, it's a problem that you go through. You're supposed to come out of it pure. The problem might be positive or negative. Your job is to come out pure. Experience it, then cleanse yourself. Come back pure. Now I know what that is, how to get out of it. Think about it. Every single problem it is that you go through, ask yourself, how can I get out of this pure and not pick up no filth from this test that I'm going through? If you do this to your life, I believe you will have a better life. And I'm saying this, and it's premature in my mind. I might not explain it the best way possible. I have too many questions, and most of them are premature. That's why sometimes it seems like I'm talking out of emotion. It's because it's not. It's still premature. These are the questions that I ask myself. And basically, this channel is basically about my thoughts. It might not be organized, but I like it. I do it for the people that are really on the same path I'm on. You can pick up on it. You can use it. You can ridiculize it. You can make fun of it. That's your problem. I care about this. I do it for me. I believe other people that's seeking the same thing don't know where to find it. Maybe I'm similar to you. Follow your path and do what you do. And hopefully you have a different story from millions of people when you stand in front of your best creator in the world. The best creator ever. Simple, man. These are the things I think about. Only one person can change my reality as I wake up tomorrow. That's the person that I seek. No company can change my life tomorrow. If they do, maybe God influenced them because he's the only one that I seek to change my reality. Because if he don't, nobody knows what's tomorrow, but he knows. He can fashion and mold it so I can see new things that I wanted to see. If I want an opportunity, I'm seeking. First thing I wake up, I'm looking for it outside. Because I know I'm seeking something. And I know the God that I have is a creator. It's either I go and see it out there, or either I'm not ready for it. That's just what I tell myself, man. And send love to everybody, man. Sign up.